I took all the parts for powder coat to West Coast Powder Coat in South San Francisco. AJ, the owner, is a real Porsche enthusiast, so it was great chatting with him about the car and also seeing his collection. He suggested doing the black in a 60% gloss to get the correct satin finish. He said that's what he does all the parts that come in for Porsche as well as Mercedes-Benz. And then this red, beautiful red oxide color for the heater boxes, which I just think turned out great. I also picked up all the parts that had been yellow zinc plated. And when I got them home and unwrapped them out, I was a little bit surprised at the inconsistency of the finish. I'd spent countless hours in the garage blasting every nut and bolt, every part that needed yellow zinc plating, with the same 80 grit glass bead media, hoping that this would give me a consistent finish. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Some parts have turned out shiny, and others have turned out a little dull. After a conversation with the plating company, it seems like some of the pieces just had more of a rough surface from the blasting than others, and that's what made them go dull. Their advice was for me to let them prep and clean the part in the future. All the parts have to go through a vigorous cleaning and preparation process before anything can be plated. So really there's just no point. Just hand them over all of your parts and let them take care of it. I also had the caliper hardware as well as some other pieces plated in black oxide. I didn't realize that there was a $60 minimum charge for a color change, so I thought it was for the whole job, so these little bits and bobs cost me $60 to plate. All of the small hardware had to be plated together. I had it all separated out into little compartment trays with labels and everything, but they said that was too hard for them to deal with and would cost me a lot of extra money to do it that way. I plated all the hardware on the car, and in retrospect I should have gone through each part and decided whether it's worth plating to keep its originality or just buy that part brand new. For something like this little spring washer, it would cost me 50 cents to plate that, or I can just go online and buy that part for 10 cents. So another lesson learned there. Some of it came out better than others. Some of the bolts were corroded or damaged and just did not plate very well. So I decided to buy some new hardware to replace it. I went to a company called Bell Metric online. And they have a great website where you can choose individual pieces and exactly how many you want of each. And they package it up in these nice little bags and then ship it to you. And if you spend $100, then shipping is free. So I ordered about $100 worth of hardware. One thing I did need to research was what kind of bolts you're ordering, as far as strength and pitch. All of the bolts on, it seems on the Porsche were yellow zinc plated. And they came in the strength of 8.8 is the actual bolt strength. There's 10.9 as well on the website, but 8.8 seems to be what was original with Porsche. And then the pitch is exactly how large the thread is on the bolt itself. I found that any bolt 6mm and under was a pitch of 1, and I've got a little pitch gauge here so you can see that this is a finer pitch on the 6mm bolt and under 4mm. The 8mm bolt went to a pitch of 1.25, and that's the only bolt that carries a pitch of 1.25, the 8mm. And then you jump to the 10mm and above, and they're all using a pitch of 1.5. So anything large on the car, I found is a 1.5. I couldn't find a pitch larger than 1.5 on the car, so I think they must have stopped there. I also ordered a bunch of various washers for the car. I bought a bunch of lock washers, and again these were so cheap. They're only 10 cents each. And then, but it would cost me 50 cents to plate something like that. So it seems like there's no point in plating. It just may as well buy it new. I bought a bunch of wave washers or spring washers, some regular washers, all different sizes. I think this one's probably an 8. And then some specialty washers. This one's probably a 6, which are in different widths. So I bought a bunch of those. I think these are 18 and 20mm diameters. And then I bought obviously a bunch of nuts. Again, if it's above 10mm, it was a 1.5 pitch. And if it was 8mm, 1.25, and 6mm and below, it was a 1 pitch. I also bought some nylon lock nuts, which I actually bought from Pelican Parts because I couldn't find the correct strength of nylon. This blue nylon in here is a certain strength, so couldn't find that at Bellmetric, so I ordered these from Pelican Parts. I also ordered a bunch of electrical connectors. I need to do some extra wiring in the engine bay, so I bought a bunch of male and female spades and eyelets and what have you, so I can do that. So yeah, it worked out really great. Bellmetric was a great place to pick all this up. My original engine fan had a lot of pitting and discoloration, so I really wanted to get that restored properly. After a lot of internet research, I found a thread about a guy called Mark Motzgen, who uses a ceramic coating technique for the fan and the housing. He takes everything apart and then fills and smooths all the imperfections. He then ceramic coats everything in this dark mag colour, which I think just looks great. And then the centerpiece is yellow zinc plated and riveted back in. And I think the result looks fantastic.